Good morning, my dear students of class 9. So let's start with the biology class, and we are having the discussion on the chapter tissues. And I told you the whole chapter is divided into two parts, plant tissue and animal tissue. We have already talked about the plant tissues and different types of plant tissues, their location, their functions and their special features. Okay. And in the previous video, I have introduced to you the animal tissues, and we have already told you that there are general 4 types of animal tissues present, like epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue and the nervous tissue. So today's class is based on this animal tissue, and obviously we will start the epithelial tissue today, right? And what about the actual animal tissue, and what is the difference between animal tissue and plant tissue as the basic concept? So plant tissue is much more simpler than the animal tissue, because plant is actually rigid and plant is fixed, plant is deep rooted to the soil. So plant cannot perform locomotion, whereas we are the animals. We can run, we can fly, we can change our places, we can move our internal and external organs. We cannot move, of course, some internal organs, but some animals can move their internal organs too. So this kind of complexities, this kind of actions, this all kind of coordination and behavior is maintained by such a distinct type of tissues in the animal body. And one single movement, suppose I am talking to you, that means my tissues regarding my face, my lips, my vocal cords, all are actually performing together to make me sound, to make me audible, right? And what I am talking about, that is controlled by the brain. That is the ultimate control and coordination in our body, in the animal's body. That's why these tissues are much more complex than the plant tissues. And that's why these tissues are more diversified and having distinct classes, types and many features inside the tissues. So obviously plant tissues were much more simpler, and these are some kind of critical or complex, you can say. So let's start with the animal tissue.
It is a fundamental animal tissue which forms a continuous sheet of closely packed cells that covers all external and internal surfaces of the animal body. Epithelium is therefore also called covering tissue. It is the simplest animal tissue. Intercellular spaces are nearly absent. The cells are tightly held together by various types of junctions and small amount of cementing materials. Epithelium rests over an extracellular layer of collagen fibers and dense matrix called basement membrane. Basement membrane connects the epithelial tissue to the underlying connective tissue. A direct vascular supply is absent. Now, what are the types of epithelium? According to the arrangement of layers, it will be classified into 2 groups: simple epithelium and stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium includes the tissue is made of a single layer of cells, whereas stratified epithelium indicates the tissue consists of more than one layer of cells. On the basis of the cell shape, it will be classified into 3 types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium and columnar epithelium. Okay, so you can see simple cuboidal means simple, that means cells are arranged in a single row fashion and all the cells are looking as cuboidal. And the same simple squamous epithelium indicates the single layer of cells, but in this case the squamous cells are not cuboidal in shape, they are flat in shape. Simple columnar indicates the cells in this tissue is the structure, columnar structure. and fashioned in a single row. Okay, whereas in case of stratified squamous, you can see different structures, different cells which are of flat in size and arranged in more than one layers. So this is the stratified squamous cells. Now coming to the different types and different definitions. Squamous epithelium, it is also called permanent effacement epithelium because its cells fit together like the tiles of a floor. The cells are thin, flat, polygonal with central bulgings having flat nuclei. The margins may be smooth or wavy. Squamous epithelium can be simple or stratified. In stratified epithelium, the basal layer lying in contact with basement membrane continues to add new cell as the older surface cells are torn away. So, what are the locations? This simple squamous epithelium occurs in lung, alveoli, Bowman's capsule inside the nephron, blood capillaries, etc. So, as a whole, we can say the structure, single layer of flattened cells, function, absorption, filtration, not effective protection, single layer of cells. And location, as I told you, wall of capillaries, air sacs in lungs, that is the alveoli membrane, and form serous membranes in body cavity. Now, cuboidal epithelium. The epithelium is made up of compactly arranged cells which appear square in vertical section and polygonal in surface view. The nucleus is rounded and centrally placed. Microvilli may occur on the free surface for increasing absorptive area. Cuboidal epithelium is of two types, simple and stratified. So we can say the structure is single layer of cube-shaped cells. Function, secretion and transportation in glands, filtration in kidneys. And what about the location? Glands and ducts like pancreas and salivary, kidney tubules, and covers the ovarian structures. So this is all about the cuboidal epithelium. Now it's time for columnar epithelium. The epithelium consists of tall columnar or pillar-like compactly arranged cells. Nucleus is oval and lies near the base. Free surface may bear a number of tiny finger-like projections called microvilli. The latter increase the absorptive area. So as a whole we can say simple columnar epithelium is having the special features like microvilli, bumpy extension of apical surface, increased surface area and absorption rate. Goblet cells, single cell glands produce protective mucus. These are the special features. And what about the location? Linings of entire digestive tract. So what are the functions of epithelial tissue as a whole? Mainly absorption, excretion, filtration, secretion, protection and sensory reception. As a whole, these are the functions. And in details we can say provide physical protection, control permeability, move fluids over the surface, that is the communication, provide sensation and produce specialized secretions in case of glandular epithelium, because we know that gland means something is to be secreted. Okay, so students, these are all about the epithelial tissues. In the next class we will talk about connective tissue. Thank you.